Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope all are fine. Yes. So, welcome to the today's class. So, before going to the today's class, once we will remember what we discussed in last class. So, in last class we discussed about the speed and velocity of the objects. So, speed and velocity. Actually, speed will gives the idea of how fast the object will be moves its position. Means how fast the object will change its position. Means how quickly the object changes its position. And velocity means velocity also will tell us the same thing, but the small difference is velocity will tells us about how fast the object will changes its position in a particular direction. So that is the small difference between speed and velocity. So speed is the when we are discussing about the speed, we are not able to no need to tell us about the direction. So that's why speed is the scalar quantity and velocity is the speed of an object in a specified direction. So in a specified direction, so here when we are talking about the velocity, here we have to specify the particular direction. So that is the vector quantity. So speed is the scalar quantity and velocity is the vector quantity. And after that we discussed about the uniform motion and non-uniform motions of the object. So uniform motion, when we tell the object is said to be in uniform motion, means the velocity of the object should be always constant. When the velocity of the object should be, so here you can observe, children, the motion of the body is said to be in uniform when its velocity is constant. When the velocity of the object is constant, then the movement of the body is said to be in uniform motion. So in the same way, what is non-uniform motion? So non-uniform motion means when the velocity of the object is always changes. When the velocity of the object is always changes, then we can able to say that motion of the object is said to be in a non-uniform motion. Here you see, children, motion of an object is said to be non-uniform when its velocity is changing, means when it is not constant. If the velocity is constant, then that is the uniform motion. If velocity is not constant, means always changing. When the velocity of the object is always changing, then that motion should be, movement should be called as a non-uniform motion or non-uniform movement. Okay, so these are the uniform and non-uniform motion. Then today we are going to know about the circular motion of the objects. Circular motion. So observing the uniform circular motion, you can see, children, in the figure. So figure number 16, you see circular motion of the object. So when a stone which is tied to one end of a string continuously, so just take one thread and one end of the thread to be tied with one stone, and then you can starts to whirl it. So then you have to observe the path of the stone and you have to draw on the paper. Then obviously you can get the path of the stone as in the figure only, figure number 16. So it is clear that the path of a circle and the direction of velocity changes at every instant of time, but the speed of the object will be constant. So in the figure you can able to observe, children. So in every movement of the time interval, the direction of the object will be changes. But the speed is constant. Okay, so in this activity we observe that through speed remains constant, its velocity will be changes. So here you see, children, here in this activity we can understand the speed of the stone will be constant, but the direction is changing. So when the direction is changing, then we can say this is the non-uniform motion only. But so this type of motion should be called as the circular motion. This type of motion is called as the circular motion. Okay, and these are the three types of motions we have. One is the uniform motion, second one is the non-uniform motion, and third one is the circular motion of the objects. And after that we'll go for the acceleration. This is also one of the very important physical quantity of the objects, children, when we are talking about the motions of the objects. So acceleration. So in the acceleration, actually we can able to change the velocity of the object by changing its speed or by changing its direction. Okay, so whenever you want to change the speed and whenever you want to change its direction, then automatically the acceleration will be set to in acceleration. So in either case, the body is said to be accelerated. If you change the speed of the object or if you change the direction of the object also, then we can say the object is in acceleration. Okay. So finally, acceleration gives an idea how quickly the velocity of the body is changing. So velocity means maybe either speed or direction. Okay, so speed can be changes or direction can be changes. So whatever it may be, if the speed will be changes or if the direction will be changes, then that particular object, then particular body is said to be in acceleration. Okay. So we experience the acceleration many times in our day-to-day activities also. For example, if you are traveling in a bus or if you are traveling in a train, so whenever the driver will presses the acceleration, the passenger sitting in the bus experience the acceleration. Whenever the driver immediately suddenly presses the accelerator, then we can able to experience that acceleration. So for 1 second we can just change our position opposite to the seat. So our bodies press against seats due to the acceleration. So suppose that change will be called as the acceleration. Okay, so suppose we are driving a car, let us steadily increase the velocity from. So when you are driving a car, so we can increase the speed of the car steadily. So from first 30 kilometers per hour to 35 kilometers per hour in 1 second, and then again we will increase 35 kilometers per hour to 40 kilometers per hour. So for each and every second we are increasing the speed only 5 kilometers. So here in the above case, the velocity of car is increasing 5 kilometers per second. So this type of rate of change of velocity of an object is called acceleration. So acceleration means that the rate of change of velocity. The rate of change of velocity of an object is called acceleration. The rate of change of velocity of an object is called acceleration. These are very important, children. So acceleration is uniform when in equal intervals of time equal changes of velocity occurs. So whenever we have the equal changes of velocity in equal intervals of time, then that should be called as the uniform acceleration. And uniform acceleration is the ratio of change in velocity to time taken. So acceleration is nothing but acceleration is equal to velocity by time. Acceleration is equal to velocity by time. These formulas are very important, children. So the term acceleration not only applies for increasing the velocity, but this acceleration we can apply it for decreasing velocities also. For example, when we apply brakes to a car, not only for accelerators, so when you are applying the brakes also, so when we are applying brake means we are decreasing the speed of the car. So for that also we can able to apply this acceleration. Then this type of acceleration is called as the deacceleration. This is the deacceleration. So whenever the acceleration will be uses for increasing the velocity, that is a uniform acceleration. And whenever we applied this acceleration for decreasing speeds or decreasing velocities also, that should be called as the deacceleration of the object. So not after that, this acceleration is also a vector quantity and it is directed along the direction of change in velocity. Why? Because so acceleration should be always taking the ratio of velocity and time. So we already know velocity is the vector quantity, so as well as the acceleration also a vector quantity. Okay, so the SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. The SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So these units also very important, children. In physical quantities, the units are very important. When we are solving the problems, these formulas and units must we have to observe and must we have to follow also. Okay, so finally in this lesson here we have three important formulas. Those will be called as the equations of uniform accelerated motions. So here you can see, children, equations of uniform accelerated motions. So here you have these three formulas are very important here. V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT. So here V means the final velocity of the object and U means the initial velocity of the object, plus A means acceleration of the object, and T means particular time interval. Okay, and these equations will be very useful to us to solve the problems in this lesson. And second equation, S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to ut plus half at square. So here S is equal to displacement of the object. So do you remember displacement? Displacement means the shortest length of the object covered by the shortest length covered by the object in a particular direction. That is also a vector quantity. Okay, so here S is equal to ut plus half at square. U means again the initial velocity of the object. Initial means the starting velocity of the object, and T is again time interval, plus half. A means again acceleration, and T time interval. Okay, so next third one, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Here again V means the final velocity of the object, U is the initial velocity of the object, A is acceleration, and S is the displacement of the object. Okay, so these three equations will be very helpful to you to solve the problems in this lesson, children. So so these you must learn. Everybody should learn these three formulas here. And finally in this lesson here we have some important points also. Those ones we will read now. Here you see, motion is relative. Motion is relative. Relative means which one related to something. Okay, so motion of the object should be depends on the observer. Maybe it is left or right, up and down, like that. For the depending upon the observer, the motion should be always relative. And next, distance is the path length transferred, and displacement is the displacement also the shortest distance in a particular direction. So distance and displacement, like as speed, velocity. Okay, next here you see, so speed at an instant is instantaneous speed. The speed of the object in a particular instant of time is called the instantaneous speed, and it will give the idea of how fast the position of the object will be changes. Okay, so next, velocity. Velocity is speed in specified direction. We already know this one. Velocity is the speed of the object in a specified direction, and the motion is uniform when the velocity is constant. If the velocity of the object is constant, that motion should be called as the uniform motion. If velocity is always changing, that is the non-uniform motion. Okay, next, a body has acceleration when the velocity of the body changes. So whenever the velocity of the body will be changes, then the object is said to be in acceleration. Okay, so means whenever the body have the non-uniform motion, then that particular movement of the object should be called as the acceleration of the object. Next, acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Next, the motion is said to be uniform accelerated motion if acceleration is constant. If the acceleration is constant, then that should be called as the uniform accelerated motion. Okay, next finally here we have three important formulas. Again I am telling to you. V is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square minus u square is equal to 2as. These three are very important, children, very important formulas in this lesson. So these three important formulas should be very helpful to you to solve the problems. So maximum in this lesson you have the formulas, so you have the problems only. So to solve all these problems you must learn the all the physical quantities, formulas and their units also. So each and every question maximum it is a problem only. So you have to follow the formulas properly and you must learn. Thank you.